We're going to talk business again. And today we're going to talk about your merchandise, how to sell it without begging. Okay. So I had to do some research on this, y'all. So bear with me. I'm giving it to y'all, but of course I'm just, I'm comparing my notes so that way I'm just not just jibber, just talking for nothing. All right. So that's where we are. But I'm just looking over everything that I got started on. And, it's we're gonna talk about the brand. I've been talking to you guys about music. Let's talk about that merchandise. Let's talk about that merch. Let's talk about that brand. And here's what you gotta create something that what people actually want. First off, y'all, again, this is Mike. Everybody knows me as Mike ED, Mike Every Day. I've been in this business for a while and I've seen a lot of these things that I'm telling you about right now. So we talking about the merchandise. You got a product coming out, you got an album coming out, or you have you have a release date. But what are you putting with that? Put your merch with it. That's what I'm saying to you. When you got a product coming out, you can't just put out the music. I'm pretty sure every time if you go to any one of my videos, I'm telling y'all the exact same thing. You can't just put out the music, man. You got to have a whole marketing strategy behind it. And that's where your challenge is going to be. There's no story behind your merchandise. If you got a product coming out, you have to couple those together. Some of the great people that do entertainment, they do that. And you'll see comedians that after the show they got their t-shirts lined up and they taking pictures and they signing t-shirts. Different things like that. That's what you have to do. You have to understand that when you on that stage and you get off that stage, you are now somebody that they are interested in, especially if you touch them in a certain way emotionally in a song, and if they really felt your vibe, or not even just a song with your vibe as like an entertainer, then of course they want to gravitate to you. When they come to you, it's good to have product for them. Have something for them. That's what I say. I mean, what is it gonna hurt? You're gonna gain a fan, probably gain a friend, but you got to be honest with them though. You're not just selling them. You're not just selling to strangers. You're selling to people that are already in your circle. These are people that are already following you. These are people that are already involved and engaged in your business, in your entertainment. So why not take care of them? So but I will tell you the problem that a lot of people have is your visuals. Okay, what I mean by the visuals, I mean when we talk about what your promotional material looks like. Even if it's the flyer, even if you're giving away keychains, if you're giving away USBs, if you're giving away anything, make it look good, make it match what you're doing. You should really tune in and make sure that your brand is solidified in whatever you're promoting, as far as your colors, as far as your fonts, as far as your design. Everything should match up on your display when you're promoting a product, when you're coming out with something. Everything should line up. You should not have a green layout and then a blue product. It doesn't match, it doesn't go together. They have to match. Your branding is very important, so you have to put all those things together. And I'm telling you, you have to be able to do that. Like I said, it always has to make sense. And you have to make sure you have a launch strategy. A lot of people don't have a launch strategy, but again, this is what I'm explaining to you about putting the product together. The coloring, the packaging, everything will be the same. So people, when they get that experience, they know at one place in time they were there and they were able to invest in your product. That's a good feeling to have, y'all. I'm saying, and I'm going this, and I'm just going down the line just to let you know, man. When you have your merch out, your merchandise and your product, that tells a story. I have a few products. I have a few ideas that's coming out, and I'm pretty much everything I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna have to do it myself. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I've got out there and I didn't have everything together. And I went out there and I just had a big flop. Not on the song, but on the marketing and the promotion side of it. And then you wonder why nobody's paying attention to what you're doing. Well, it's because you didn't package it up right. And they didn't like what it looked like. So therefore they didn't pay attention. They didn't give it the respect that it deserved. All right. Now, again, if you're new to this or if you're a veteran, you know I'm making sense. And if I'm making sense to you, I want you to comment the music note in the comments. The music note. That's all I need you to do. That lets me know that you are in tune and you understand where I'm coming from. Man, listen, y'all. There's no easy way to explain it, and there's no quick way to the top. You have to work. You know, that one hit wonder, you can be that. But I mean, if you do choose to be a one hit wonder, at least put some business behind it. Don't be somebody that's here today and gone tomorrow and never thought of ever again. You know, I mean, leave a mark. That's the least you can do. If you got a talent, leave a mark. The Bible says a precious a gift is like a precious stone, and he whoever shall turn it over shall prosper. Remember that. Okay? Prosper from your talent. Whatever that talent is. Man, have the courage, man. Get out there and do it. I'm gonna tell y'all, man, I'm proud of anybody that's trying to do something other than sit in the house and blame the world for what's not happening to them. You got my respect all day, every day, and I wish you well on every endeavor that you make. Keep on trying. If you make a mistake and you fail, try again. My sign up here says, if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. See what I'm saying? I'm living proof. I'm doing the exact same thing. So when I fail, I'm gonna still tell y'all when I fail, but when I do good, I'm also give y'all that one too. Right? All right then. So hey, listen, I can't change what you're doing, but I can try to improve it. How about that? Fair exchange is not a robbery.